Are you a person struggling to be consistent with the mind training treatment? Are you a person struggling with reading aloud practice every day? Are you a person who wants to stop stuttering, but at the same time are not able to dedicate the time to do the 1, 2, 3 punch? Well, my topic today might give you some insights on how to sustain a good habit and stay motivated. Have you ever wondered, despite knowing that smoking harms the lungs, why do many people continue to smoke? And on the other hand, despite knowing the benefits of going to gym and eating healthy, why are people unable to follow those habits? Similarly, we for a fact know that mind training treatment and reading aloud every day using the crutches helps with stop stuttering. But why are we not able to do that? Because our brain tend to prefer immediate rewards over long-term benefits. Eating junk food or skipping a workout gives a sense of instant satisfaction, whereas the benefits of healthy habits, or for instance, in our case, doing mind training to stop stuttering or reading aloud, the results are slower to manifest, which can make it hard to stay motivated. So how can we form a sustainable habit while at the same time enjoying it? Well, I will share how we can harness the power of neuroscience as practiced at WSSA and connect that to the insights in James Clear's best-selling book, The Atomic Habits, to create lasting change in our speech and lives. First, let me talk about the neuroscience method for stopping stuttering. At WSSA, one of the most powerful strategies for overcoming stuttering is neuroscience. The method focuses on three key components, which is reading aloud every day, mind training, and using speech plans or the crutches. Now let's dive into why these practices work. Our brains are wired to form habits, and the act of speaking, just like any other skill, is deeply linked to the neural pathways that control motor functions. Stuttering is often results from disruptions in these pathways, misfiring or hesitation in the areas responsible for speech. By consistently practicing the 1, 2, 3 punch, we can rewire these pathways, allowing speech to become smoother and more fluid. For those who are new, 1, 2, 3 punch is a three-prong approach to stop stuttering. So the first punch is reading aloud. When a PWS, person who stutters, reads aloud, he is able to listen to the fluency from his own lips, which is very important in creating and accumulating fluency memory in our MMIB, which is nothing but the mental memory image bank. This helps the brain to map the fluent speaking patterns and reinforce neural pathways that make speech easier over time. The second punch is mind training treatment. When a PWS does mind training by reciting the positive affirmations every single day with lots of emotions and feelings, they tend to reinforce positive thoughts. When you repeat an action or behavior over time, it becomes ingrained in your brain's neural circuits. These repetitive behaviors create new pathways, and eventually the behavior becomes automatic and habitual. And the third punch is crutches and speech plans. These are speech mechanics or speech tools that helps alleviate stuttering. These involve slowing down speech, inserting stops at certain points, linking words, pronunciations, etc. And these plans become an automatic part of your speech process as they are consistently practiced. Now, the effectiveness of the 1 2 3 punch can be enhanced when we incorporate the principles written by James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. James Clear argues that success in any area of life hinges on our ability to build good habits and break bad ones. In his book, he explains the concept of small changes compounding over time, which he calls the aggregation of marginal gains. This is exactly what we need to understand when tackling stuttering. If you want to stop stuttering, the key is not to expect an overnight transformation, but to make incremental improvements that compound. Clear has 4 laws of habit formation, namely, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. These are incredibly useful when integrating the neuroscience method into our daily lives. So the first law is make it obvious. The first law is all about making the habit of practicing the 1 2 3 punch and speech techniques clear and visible in your daily routine. To apply this to overcoming stuttering, set a time and place for reading aloud every day, whether it's during your morning coffee, before bed, or during lunch breaks. Commit to a specific time and location. For example, I will read for 30 minutes in the morning on my couch right after I drink my coffee. This makes the habit obvious and consistency becomes easier. And the next thing is to create visual cues. Place a note on your mirror, computer, or anywhere you'll see it regularly, reminding yourself to practice speech plans or mind training treatments. These will be very helpful in practicing these. This cue can also act as a trigger to start a new habit. And the second law is to make it attractive. Next, James Clear emphasizes the importance of making the habit appealing. If you associate reading aloud or following speech plans with positive emotions, you're more likely to stick with it. Pair your speech practice with something enjoyable. For example, listen to an audiobook while reading aloud, or read aloud using passion and enthusiasm, or do your mind training exercises while sitting in a comfortable chair while enjoying a hot beverage. These helps associate positive emotions while practicing the 1 2 3 punch. And it is also very important to celebrate the small wins. Each time you complete a reading aloud session or follow a speech plan, take a moment to acknowledge your progress. Over time, this positive reinforcement will make the process more attractive and rewarding. And the third law is to make it easy. The third law is about making the habit as simple as possible. The easier and convenient it is to perform, the more likely you are to repeat it. Start small. If you are new to reading aloud, don't overwhelm yourself by reading for 1 hour at a time. Start with just 10 minutes and gradually increase the time as you build confidence, because it is better to read for 10 minutes than not reading at all. Simplify your speech plans. Break down your plans into manageable chunks. For example, focus on one technique at a time. First, focus on inserting full stops. And once you master that, then move on to word linkage. One skill becomes second nature, add another. This makes it way more easy to practice speech plans and crutches. By making your practice simple and achievable, you're more likely to make it consistent part of your daily routine. And the fourth and the final law is to make it satisfying. Finally, James Clear suggests making the habit satisfying to reinforce its continuity. When it comes to speech practice, this could be linked to how we feel about our progress. Track your progress. The best way to do that is by using the Stop Stutter app, where you can track your daily speech progress. Every time you mark off a day with successful practice, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. This builds momentum and motivates you to keep improving. And let's talk about reward system. After a successful week of consistent practice, treat yourself to something enjoyable. This could be anything from a favorite meal to a small gift, acknowledging that your efforts are paying off. And I also thought about talking regarding the role of environment in habit formation. It's very important to consider your environment. The environment shapes our behavior. If you want to make practicing 1, 2, 3 punch a habit, you should curate your surroundings to support this goal. Surround yourself with people who encourage your progress. Eliminate distractions that could interfere with your practice time. And perhaps even connect with others who are also working to overcome stuttering. And the best place to do that is our crutch practice sessions and our WhatsApp group. This sense of community can provide motivation and accountability. To summarize, overcoming stuttering is not just about following a set of instructions, it's about consistently forming habits that allow those instructions to work effectively over time. The neuroscience-based method practiced at WSSA can be incredibly powerful when paired with principles of habit formation from Atomic Habits. By making your speech practice obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, you can create the consistent routines needed to rewire your brain, reduce stuttering, and experience long-term success. Remember, the process of habit formation takes time, but every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. Keep building, keep practicing, and let the power of habits help you break free from stuttering.